And here we are. We are inside the monster tower with Cass, our guardian angel. Now the adventure begins. Oh, before that, I have to tell you something important. So listen up and remember my words. The only time you can stop the adventure while you're within the tower is when you are in the elevator moving up to the next level. It erases the record at the tower from the adventure data that you loaded. So never ever ever press reset button or turn the machine. How do you know about the reset button, Cass? You are breaking the fourth wall. All you have done will be ruined. Handle the data with extreme caution during the adventure. So basically, never turn it off unless you've saved at an elevator. Alright, now you have to decide on the formation line. Push square button. How do you know about square button? To select the lineup. Just tell me where I should be. You would be protected from enemy attack if I stand here, but Martin can't attack either. You mean I can't attack either, or you can't attack either. Why are you talking about me in third person? So let's pick our lineup. Change the lineup. Now, where do I want him? I think I'm gonna have him come here for now. Just next to me so that he can attack. Now, actually, no. I want him to back me up with magic, which means I want him to be able to boost my attacks. I'll explain all this as I go, but I basically want him to back me up with magic. So now he'll follow me behind. Now if I set him to next to me, he would move beside me while moving around. Now, so this is the game. It's basically exploration, a lot of exploration, but it's actually not too bad. It's quite fun. Press the directional button while pressing the triangle button only to change direction. So if I hold in triangle, I can pick my direction that I want to face, which is useful actually when you don't want to move, because every time you move, the monsters move. Places you have been to once before are shown on the green map. Select button gives you the whole view. The shining yellow dot on the map is you. Blues are items, pinks are traps, greens are elevators, and reds are monsters. Familiars have red lights too, because we are also monsters ourselves. Well, no duh. So we can go really fast if we hold in circle. And here we go, we've got our first item, which is actually an important item, an orb. Fireball was obtained. It's a ball that has magic inside. Let me guess. It's got ice magic inside it. Totally right. You can use the magic in the ball, but after you use all the magical power, it just becomes a regular ball. Well, that's still good for a game of football. It's still good for a kickabout. We can get a game of Kirby out of that. When you become able to tell the magic balls from the regular ones, you will see the remaining power after the name, a number like 5 that shows how many times you can use them. Okay, and we've got a sword, which is swords and shields are very important items in this game. Copper sword was obtained. Once you get your weapons and armour, you have to put them on, otherwise they won't work. Press square button to select your items and equipment yourself with the necessary weapons and armour. You will not lose turns by changing directions and equipment. A +1 after the name means that the weapon has an additional power of 1. No duh. But a -1 means that there is a weakened power as well. So let's equip that. We've got Cast, we've got a Peter Fruit, which is, by the way, is how we restore MP for our familiars. Fireball, which contains a fire art, and a Copper Sword. Now, Copper Sword is the weakest sword we can have, so we want to obviously get better equipment. Basically, this game is all about getting the best equipment you can in order to get to further floors. Run with the direction bar by pressing circle. Yes, that really speeds it up, but it can be quite bad at times when you're surrounded by monsters. You can lift the object placed next to you, your hex, by pressing X button while you're pressing circle button. You will not lose turns with this motion. To put the object which you lifted press the X button. If you want to throw it, press the X button while you're pressing circle button. These two motions will cost turns. If it's an easy enemy, you can push them aside by continuing to press the directional button. So, if I turn and then press X, I can pick up this herb. If I press X, I can just put it down. And I cannot lift it right now because cast was on it. So if I... what? Right, so if I lift it and then I want to throw it, hold circle and then throw. And that can actually be a good thing to do against enemies because that will do damage to enemies. When it's hard to locate the enemy because of a difference in the level, you should look from a different angle. The camera view will rotate left or right by pressing L1 or R1. So, yeah. There we go, that's that, and now we have a shield. A wood shield. Which is actually, yes, we want the wood shield. So, we've got another herb, well, we've got the same herb that I threw about. That's a healing herb that heals our HP. Now, this is not like traditional games where we gain levels. We lose all of our levels that we gain once we leave the tower. But there we go, we've got our first egg. The scarlet egg was obtained. To hatch a familiar from the egg, select the egg and heat up it. Each time you press X button, it is incubated, and once it gets warmed up completely, a familiar will be born. It's better to hatch them at home. A familiar born at the monster's shed will go home with Martin after leaving the tower, but one that was born in the tower will leave from the bag. They don't have any attachment to Martin's house. No problem, it's a dirty hovel. You shut your mouth about my home. Remember, you need to bring eggs back if you want to increase our number of familiars. Or, if you're in dire need of some help, you can just hatch the egg in the tower and have that help you in the tower. They have 3 main abilities. Start from the ones that have the least MP consumption, because once your familiar runs out of MP, it sleeps and is useless. Mixture Magic increases the attacking ability of Martin. Direct Attack is just a physical force. Direct Magic will use the most MP points per use. Some monsters have special abilities even though they cannot use any magic. There are 3 magic categories: Fire, Water and Wind. Fire is always stronger than Wind, and Wind is stronger than Water, and Water is stronger than Fire. So they've got a trinity basically. Fire magic, for example, will be effective against monsters that belong to the Wind category. Okay, that's all blaringly obvious, but thank you. So I believe if you say back up with magic, that means he will use mixture magic. If you do attack directly, he will use physical attacks. If you go for attack aggressively, he will basically just go all out with all of his MP. You rarely want to use 5. I tend to stick with 3. Okay, so let's go. Familiars help Martin according to general strategies. Change the content of your strategy with Change AI in command lineup. I've already done that and explained that. The more strategies you use on the left, the more MP you lose. You can also give them detailed orders each turn. Oh, and they also lose MP from moving as well. Very slowly though. And we can give commands to our familiars as well. But this is all very, very basic introductions of the game. Damage is greater when you attack from a high position. So let's avoid fighting at lower positions as much as possible. Yes, that's a very wise... Oh crap, it's a monster. Face enemy monsters and attack with X button. So I'm just gonna, let's turn to face this guy, and then if you press triangle and circle, you will pass a turn, essentially. And that is helpful for when letting them come to you. And you can also recover HP by waiting. Press triangle button while you're pressing circle button. This will make you skip your turn as long as you want. But you have to be careful, our MP is going down in the meantime. That is true. So now he's in range, I can attack him. And he will back me up with magic. And we did. That's a Palumpa. That's like the weakest type of monster in the tower. We gain 1 XP, so you won't gain much experience from killing Palumbas. But it took like 12 HP to kill it, so it took a decent amount of damage-ish. So that is a trap, by the way. Many hidden traps. Monsters can also get caught in the trap. Once you find them, you can deactivate. So, basically, how do I do this? Do I do that? Yep, that deactivated. So if you hit it, it deactivates. Okay, so we can recover HP as time passes. Familiars have to eat something to restore HP. MP can be consumed just by walking, and once it's gone, you won't be able to move at all. If I can't move, you'd be in trouble. Right, Martin? I tell you how to restore HP of familiars. Blah 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 blah, give them food. Blah 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 blah. Depending on the color, eat almost anything, but are differences in the amount of MP restored. So basically they can eat anything, but depending on what you give them, it will restore different variations of MP. This is an elevator. We use elevators to travel between floors. So the first floor is usually always the same-ish. And you have the option to quit the game. Not leave the tower, quit the actual game. To leave the tower, we need a wind crystal. So it's a good idea to keep as many wind crystals in your safe as you can, because you need them. Okay, so now we're actually playing the game properly. So I'm going to tell him to directly attack that troll there. And I missed. No, we didn't miss. I made a mistake. My bad. Right, so he will attack the troll. And now we will both attack the troll together. Well, actually, just give me fire. Right, okay. So I leveled up, and my levels don't really matter. What matters is Cass leveling up, because he keeps his level ups as time goes on. I don't. As soon as I leave, I lose them. But Cass will keep every level up that he gains while in the tower. So this is kind of like Pokemon in a sense. I got an iron sword. Bye bye copper sword. Has attack of 3, so but it's cursed. Fake. So the iron sword is cursed, which means that it has an attack of -1. So it basically does the same damage as the copper sword. And we can't take the iron sword off because it's cursed. Okay, so basically you want to explore as much as you can, because you never know what you can find. You want to try and find wind crystals as quickly as you can. We've got a Royam herb. A Royam herb. What does that do again? That enables eyesight. So if you're blinded, then that will help you. And we just landed on a trap. Now the chaos trap will essentially, if you press left or right, it basically randomizes your movements. But you can recover from that if you just wait. A gold sword. Now a gold sword is actually useless because its attack is 1. I think it's useful against certain monsters, but it's only got 1 attack, so I usually tend to sell the gold swords for money back in one's buyer. Now once you enter a room, it will uncover that room. Now wands, let's talk about wands. Wands they're okay. They don't do that much attack power though. But what wands do is they are really good for mixed magic. So if you use your familiars to use mixed magic a lot, then that will be good for that. I wish I could equip the money wand, but I can't because I've got this cursed. That is a very powerful monster. That is not sure if I want to tangle with that. And I'm rust. So rust basically takes down your attack from whatever your equipment is, but my wood doesn't rust. Right, so we've explored pretty much all of the outskirts. Now it's time. There's another noise. And the flame. Let's wait for the flame to come here, and I'm using flame on a flame thing. This is probably not a good idea, but I've not got any other options at the moment. And I missed. That sucks. No, I deflected it. And we got him. I was a little bit worried there. Right, okay. Got a Scorch Shield. Now, Scorch Shield, let me see. Fire Genius Shield. So basically, the Fire Genius Shield is good against deflecting against fire and wind, but not water. I've got a wooden wand. Copper Shield. That's actually better than my wood shield, so let's equip that. No, I'm not using the thing shield, I'm using the Scotch shield. What am I doing? Got some monies. Right, okay, have I explored everywhere? I believe I have. So now we're going to go up a level to the third floor. And no, I don't want to quit the game. Now essentially, I'm going to leave the tower as soon as I can because I don't want to go too far in. Not at this early level, but it looks like there's a wind. I hope to God that's a wind. A wind gem. It is a wind crystal. Brilliant. So we'll clear out this. The wind crystals is what you use to leave and go back to town. Oh crap. What? He used magic there. Some monsters can use magic, and when they do, it does a lot of damage. And he's using magic again, but because I've got the Scorch Shield on, it's doing reduced damage. And every monster you see here, we can get. We can collect them. So it's this game really is similar to Pokemon in a sense. Except it's got its own unique twist with magic and items and monsters and stuff. Another wood shield, another steel shield. Okay. There's a sleeping cyclone. Oops, I accidentally waited rather than... Let me take all this fire. Cass. I will do... Oh, that was a critical damage right there. That was critical hit. Is that what I think it is? That is red sand. Now, you always want to be on the lookout for red and blue sand. Those little red and blue bags, because they are very important. They basically... I'm on blue sand right now, but I have too many belongings, so I can't pick it up, so I'm going to have to get rid of some stuff. But I want that blue sand. Okay, so let's... That was a trap, but it didn't look like it worked, thankfully, because that... There's a seal wand, there's a Hazak herb. So you can run out of space. Now I'm gonna have to look at what I want to get rid of. Let's get rid of that wooden shield, get the blue sand. Now the blue sand tempers a shield, which basically means that it puts it up, its defense up. Now we have a steel shield. I'm going to equip that and see if it's cursed. It was cursed, damn it. And now I don't think I want to use my blue sand on a cursed shield. So these can't be taken off until you actually like get to town, I think. So now I've lost my Scotch shield because I can't put it back on. Oh shit. Oh feck. Well, I've got a wind crystal, so it's okay. That was a go up trap. Go up traps force you onto the next floor. Now you might think that's a good thing, but if you're not ready for the next floor, it is a bad thing. Like, I don't think I'm particularly ready for floor 5. This balloon, which is a fire type. Balloon is a fire type monster. I don't think I'm particularly ready for this one. But I'll try and tough it out as much as I can. Let's actually, this is a good idea. I've got a water ball. So let's use... No, that only protects me. Never mind. Let's show it off. Use the water ball. And that will now protect me. No. Did that protect the flame? That protected the flame! Get out of here! No way! Okay, I'm gonna have to do something. Fireball. Just destroy the flame, please. 5 damage. This is not good. Got a ball. Another fireball. Crap, okay. Let's try and win this fight as best we can. Let's try and take out this balloon. Great. Great, I can't attack. Oh great, he's using fucking fire. Okay, let me use my fireball again. Now fireballs obviously have a certain amount of uses. Great, I managed to actually do it. So I think that fireball that I picked up at the very beginning of the tower is going to be running out of uses. So this is a crack trap. Do not laugh like I did. It's a crack trap. Which will change the landscape for a few turns. And I'm blind. And I threw away my Royem herb. But again, it's only temporary for a few turns. Let's try using the fireball. Fireball is out of charges, so it's now just a ball. Good thing I have another one. Now, all fireballs won't have the same amount of charges. So if one has like... Damn, I missed. It's a mano eva. Let's use another fireball. So one fireball that you pick up could have like 6 charges, and another could have like 2 or 1. And I got hit by a slam trap. Let's go up. Let's check out floor 6, even though we're probably going to be leaving very, very soon. Because the monsters are starting to get a bit too tough for me at my current equipment level. And we're going to be leaving. Maybe I can just grab that money. And now we're leaving. Let's go. Let's get the hell out. I am not staying around to fight a mano eva, a cyclone, and a balloon, and another mano eva. Not happening. So that was our first trip into the monster tower, and it was quite successful, I would say. Okay, so when you get home, you can either say I'm home, or you can say that I'm selling some items. Now this is basically if you have any items that you know you want to get rid of. So this fireball is useless. So I'm selling that fireball because it's now just an empty ball. And we get 6,470 gold from that first trip alone. So you can only take 5 items and familiars when you're entering the tower. So you really need to prioritise what items and familiars you want, and monsters count as items. So that's that. Get up. Pow. Yup. Good morning, Nico. She will do this every morning, basically. So it's not really anything special that she did that. And also, there is love interests in this game. Thanks again for waking him up. Don't mention it. He will never get up until I get a good kick into him. Thank you, Nico. That's our best friend, by the way. So here we go. We've got the house. Let's go hatch that egg before we end the episode. And actually, no, I think I'll leave going to the general exploring one's bio next episode. So here we go. We've got a palumpa egg. Let's hatch it. Hatch the egg. So we only have 4 monster egg spots right now, so not much we can do. So there is, we've got our first monster, Palumpa, who's a water type monster. Now depending on the colour of the Palumpa, it is either a fire, wind or water monster. So the one we got is a water Palumpa. Now I'm going to give it a name. Now the Palumpas are really weak. Really weak monsters. So I'm not even ever going to use this Palumpa. I don't think. But I'll give it a name. I will call you... I'll call you Ruby. Another character from Supernatural. I will be naming monsters after YouTubers eventually. But I'm not going to use Ruby a lot. So I will try and level Ruby up, I guess, at some point. But maybe give it some magic, level up. But not for the foreseeable future, I don't think. Maybe once I've got better equipment, I'll focus on that. Now, let's save the game, actually, while we're here. So we save. By the way, Mr. Isaac, who lives in front of the pond, just dropped by. He seemed to be somewhat troubled. Could you not talk to him? I'm pretty sure you meant talk to him. But we're going to do that next episode. So let's open the safe and put some stuff in there that we want to get rid of. What do we want to get rid of? Let's put the antidote herb away. Now, I'm going to keep cast, vital steel, and medicinal. I'm going to use the blue thing on my steel shield. No, I want to wait until I've used... Right, so let's use the blue... Oh, can I not? Oh well. I think I can only use it while I'm in the tower. So I guess I'll put the medicinal herb into the safe. And that's my next trip to the tower sorted. Now let's save the data, actually, come to think of it. And that's us. I'm going to end this episode of Azure Dreams here. It's been a good episode. We got a lot done. We have nearly 7,000 gold from our first trip. We have a good sword, a good shield. And yeah, we're pretty much in good shape. So thanks guys for watching this first episode, and I hope to see you next time. Take care guys. See you later.